In this modern era, language counts. Your language counts. If you use the wrong words, you can find yourself in jail. Yes, you can find yourself in jail. Where? My home country of Canada. If someone misuses someone's pronouns, it is a criminal offense to do that after they corrected you. So you can end up in jail. It's in the criminal code. The puppet masters have placed in this little boy who made it part of the Canadian criminal code. So, how does one in this modern era protect themselves from lunacy, from being attacked, from being censored, from being put into the black hole within the internet that no one will ever find you? Well, I had a really great conversation with a lifetime friend of mine, Stefan. We've been friends over 40 years. He's a freedom fighter. He fights for individuals' rights to say and do and have sovereignty over themselves and over their property. And he knows a lot inside out. And the conversation came about because someone he knew misspoke. And because of that, they were charged by the government of Canada. So now let's look at what we can do to protect ourselves. Our language matters. Language matters. I can't impress that upon you more than I am right now. So, how do you protect yourself? You never speak in facts. Come on. Albert Einstein came up with relativity in 1905. So everything is relative. Have you not seen all these marches recently? Nothing makes sense to me anymore. So use it to your advantage. Never state a fact, state an opinion. I hold this opinion. You can't get charged, the way the laws are right now, for an opinion. That means I believe. You can't get charged for a belief. You can't get charged for I suspect. These are things that are really important to incorporate in your language. So you can't get charged for an opinion. You can't get charged for belief. You can't get charged for what you think. You can get charged. You can get sued. You can be censored for stating a fact. So I think the world is flat. I believe the sky is purple. It's my opinion that the moon is made out of cheese. I haven't stated a fact here. So this is really important. Now, why do I want to have this discussion with you right now? Because too many people I know have just disappeared off the net for breaking what they call community standards. Well, we have to become very cognitive of what we say. Years ago, I heard an expression that I adopted into my lexicon, and that is this: how I say what I say is infinitely more important than just what I say. Let me state that again. How I say what I say is infinitely more important than just what I say. How we structure what we say. That requires you to step back and to think about what you're saying. And I have been focused on that for over 30 years. For those of you who don't know my story, when I got into sales in the financial industry back in 1991, I realized that I didn't have the gift of the gab. So I started studying. I started studying neurolinguistic programming, medical hypnosis, and linguistics. And I became so fascinated with how the brain interpreted how we said what we said, and understanding how people made decisions. And it was a fascination. And for 10 years, I was very, very invested into that world. It gravitated into my writing and also when I would speak in front of large crowds of people because I didn't have to focus on what was coming at me. That being said, there's certain things that you can learn, just what we spoke about, how you populate, how you say what you say. To preface it with this is my opinion, this is what I think, this is what I believe, this is what I suspect. By using those words, you're protecting yourself because you cannot be charged for a thought crime. Not yet. And I like to believe that there's enough awake people, not woke, who still believe that the state should not have a religion. And what that means is controlling what you think. You can be held responsible for stating fact. You cannot be held responsible for an opinion, a thought, a belief, a suspicion. That is something that is yours and it is your right. And if you are in America, you are protected by the First Amendment more than any other nation in the world. And I wish the country I came from had such a document that it was a right given by God, not by government. Because in Canada, many people have discovered that the Constitution can be suspended by the government on a whim. So I want to leave this with you. For so many years, I was so fascinated with linguistics and structure of the words I used and the tonality of those words, and also asking myself before I spoke what my intent was and realizing that the purpose of my communication is the response I get. So if I do not get the right response, I'm either speaking to the wrong audience or I haven't said it properly. Recently, I become very fascinated with ethnology. What that is the study of words because it's also very important to understand that all we're really doing when we speak is we're manipulating sound, words, and that is magic. And you're going to say, well, Peter, that's crazy. How are words magic? Think about the word spelling, spelling, or write, writing, write, a rite of passage. So many words have power. So I just want to recap. In this day and age where you can be censored, you can be squashed and put into the internet black hole, where you can be attacked by woke, you need to become very conscious of what you say because, as the way it stands right now, laws protect people for their thoughts and their opinions. You are not protected when you state a fact. So let's recap. I believe, this is my opinion, I suspect, I think. Those are words that you need to adopt when you speak because they are your beliefs and it's your right to have them. And remember, how you say what you say is infinitely more important than what you say. The purpose of your communication is the response you get. If you did not get the intended response, you have failed or you've spoken to the wrong audience. We're all in this together. The world doesn't make sense the way it was or the way it is. Together, we can empower each and every one of us. I feel blessed that I had that conversation with my friend Stefan about language and how we can protect ourselves. So remember, I'm going to say it again. When you speak something that's bothering you, say I believe, say it is my opinion, say I suspect, and say I think. You do that, you will protect yourself from people and things and entities and organizations that want to silence you and worse, want to punish you for having a belief. I love this country. I love the world before March 2020. I believe that they're worth protecting. And in this new war, it's the war of information and words and getting your message out there. And that is why I've made this video. I want to thank you for listening. And if you like, give me a like. Please follow. Please share. Please engage with me because together we can defeat this insanity. And yes, the world is, it's insane. But every tyranny ends when good people say, I will not acquiesce to evil. I will not participate. So please join me and have an awesome day.